Hello there, Gia.
Hello, Keisha. How we doing?
Doing okay tonight. Doing okay. And you?
I'm okay, but I'm feeling quite guilty because I went to the dark side.
Oh, I don't know what that means. You love Nina now or Drew? Do you
No,
love Drew now?
I bought shampoo and conditioner in plastic bottles,
Oh, well.
and I used it
Okay.
and I liked it.
Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise. Well,
But I think
okay.
I'll do a combo of things. I'll do a
Yeah.
combo of things.
Okay. It's a work in progress. We know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right,
Anyway,
Gia. Okay. Well,
that's not hospital related. And also, you're going to be mad at me because I looked up some shit on Wikipedia and I'd like to talk about it.
okay, go
It
ahead.
is related to General Hospital.
Go ahead, Gia.
Okay, so I was thinking about this Victor's desire to depopulate a great portion
Uh-huh.
of the world. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, like, does that have roots in some real, because it's like an environmental take the way he's presenting it. That
Sure,
there are
but
too many people for the world's resources.
right, but is he worried about plastic or just people?
Just people,
It's
apparently. I don't know. He hasn't
it
mentioned the
seems like
plastic.
it should run in all kinds of directions, if you're
Right.
concerned about the environment.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Gia.
So anyway, I just kind of started Googling like, population and environment and
Mhm.
like groups that
Mhm.
support that
Yeah, yeah.
philosophy. And I
Mhm.
ran across something called Church of Euthanasia.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a
So there's an
catchy name.
actual, yeah, founded in Boston area in 1992 by somebody named Chris Corda and
Hmm.
somebody else, Pastor Kim, blah blah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, it's a nonprofit educational foundation devoted to restoring balance between humans and the remaining species on Earth. Its members
Mm.
affirm that this can only turn into a reality by a massive voluntary population reduction, which, which will depend on a leap in human consciousness to species awareness. Uh, Likely, this church is the world's only anti human religion, which
Uh-huh.
I kind of thought you might like the sound of
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say that part.
Yeah.
That part appeals to me, but
And then this is here's a snappy saying. Here's their slogan.
uh-huh.
Its most popular slogan is "Save the planet, kill yourself."
Yeah, yeah. Do they
Isn't that
have a
nice?
t-shirt?
I know. I knew you were gonna want that. Okay, now, and this, if you have children in the room, they probably don't want to hear these
Uh,
commandments. These are their
uh-huh.
founding ideology. Set in one commandment: "Thou shalt not procreate."
Mhm.
And four main pillars: suicide, optional
Mhm.
but encouraged.
Mhm.
Abortion may be required to avoid procreation.
Hmm.
Cannibalism, mandatory if you insist,
Cannibalism.
if you insist on eating flesh, but only if someone is already dead. Okay,
Only if
and
somebody's already dead?
yeah,
Huh.
they don't murder. They
But
draw the line
but
somewhere.
how do you get your hands on a dead person,
I don't.
that's
I'm not going into details on this. And
and I'm a
here's
vegetarian, so I don't even know why I'm asking.
here's the last pillar: sodomy, any sexual act not intended for procreation. So they're pro sodomy.
Okay. They're
Stresses
checking all the boxes.
stress population reduction by voluntary means only, and rejects murder and eugenics as a means of achieving it. Now, what's eugenics again? Is that like
Uh,
DNA altering or something, or what?
let's
What is?
see. See if I can get you a quick answer to that one. Is that EUG?
Yeah, EUG. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, here we go. The study of how to arrange reproduction within a human population to increase
Oh,
the
like kind of like a Nazi.
occurrence.
This is a Nazi belief.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, they're against
Mhm.
that, but anyway. So it's environmentally based. So
Uh-huh.
uh, possibly Victor is a member of this Church of
Yeah,
Euthanasia.
yeah.
But it
Okay.
sounds like says in its heyday it claimed hundreds of official members and thousands of subscribers. It's been idle since 2015. So that's not that long ago.
Probably somebody got pregnant and decided they wanted to keep the baby.
Anyway, that's my little tidbit of.
Well, that sure is interesting, Gia. And that
You're
came out of
welcome.
Boston?
Yep,
Boston, Mass?
Boston.
Well, being in Boston, I can understand maybe why you'd wanna
Slam! You just lost all our Boston listeners. What do you have against Boston?
I don't know. Driving around Boston, though, is a real headache, and that
Yeah,
might be what sort of motivated them.
it's an awesome city, though. I've enjoyed my
Yeah,
visits to
yeah, it
Boston.
is. If
Yeah,
you
I
don't have
wouldn't want to drive there. I would not want to drive.
yeah, but anyway.
I traveled by bus when I was there, bus and
Uh-huh,
cab and stuff, so
yeah,
much easier.
mhm,
Um,
okay.
okay. Anyway, that's what I have to say. You go ahead now. What do you got?
It's hard to follow that, it does raise more questions than it answers, but let's, I guess, move past that.
Okay.
The the question I had, which doesn't tie into what you were just talking about, was, all the agonizing over where the ship is, especially between, like, Curtis and Drew
Oh
and
my
stuff.
freaking word! I just was hating them both so much during that scene.
But also, didn't the coordinates Trina gave them tell them sort of the vicinity the boat
I
was in?
thought that's what coordinates did for you. For like, I thought that was the point of coordinates.
Yeah.
Remember that game where you'd sink each other's battleship? Like, that's the
Yeah,
whole point.
yeah.
Like, you'd try to figure out their coordinates and,
Mhm. Yeah, so that was
um,
a little bit confusing to me.
yeah, I don't know.
Um, anyway, yeah. Yeah, Curtis and Drew together, it's sort of like a double negative. I guess, although
Yeah,
that would make it a positive, so
I
that's not
was,
right.
I was like, we can go ahead and scoop them out of this show. There they are together. Just scoop them on out. Uh, or like the Bugs Bunny cartoon where the eraser comes in and just starts erasing characters.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I don't know if they're probably not as bad as we think. I don't know. I mean, right now they are, but
Mm,
hopefully
they
someday
got
they
to do
can
something with both of them. They
become
really
more
did.
yeah. And
Well,
also, um, Ned's sort of rant about Valentine, it
yeah,
seemed,
that
I
was
don't
very
know.
manufactured seeming. I don't know what was.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't it seems sort of like a weird new thing to throw into the mix, you know?
Right, I know. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know what was going on there. What with the
yeah.
and the link with Brooklyn and then Valentine and
Mhm.
I don't know what they were trying to. It's probably got some bigger purpose that we haven't quite
Yeah,
seen
I'm
yet.
sure it does. I'm sure it does, but
But I don't like we just like I liked that whole storyline with Ned and Leo
mhm.
and seeing him as a father and the struggles they were
Mhm.
going through and like I don't like when they just bring him in to be sort of an asshole businessman
Yeah,
again.
exactly. I feel like Olivia would be disappointed that,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
acting like Valentine should put ELQ before Anna. I don't know.
yeah. Excuse me. um,
Anyway,
yeah. So that
anyway.
was a sort of weird, disjointed scene.
Yeah, so that was one of my reactions was sort of annoyance there.
Annoyance. Okay. And did you have
Yeah.
any positive reactions?
Well, what was going on the boat was kind of interesting, I guess.
Okay. I thought Spencer was like just entertainingly over the top dramatic with hand
Yeah.
waving and the yelling and I bet he's tired after a scene. He really
Yeah, he throws himself into
really
it. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Yeah, he's sorta all in, so that's what you wanna see.
and it doesn't annoy me because he's been dramatic from the get-go. Like
Yeah, yeah,
the child actor that played him as a child was
yeah,
over the top
mhm,
dramatic, so it's sort of
mhm. Yeah,
in keeping with that character.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And I think Liesl, I mean, obviously she's not, really going along with Victor, right?
No, and that was, of course, silly that,
Yeah.
they'd make it seem like, "Oh, yeah, he's fallen for it." But, they gotta move that storyline forward somehow, so.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know, hopefully somebody's tracking that ship at this point.
Yeah, I'm putting money on Felicia.
I was gonna say, she's really the only person who
Yeah,
can save the day,
maybe
and
Felicia and Laura together can get it done.
yeah, and coincidentally, they're in Venezuela, right?
Well, is it coincidentally, or is that what they decided was the most likely?
Oh yeah, they decided that was probably Victor's destination, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then the Holly thing happened,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then we've got Tracy thrown in the
yeah.
mix,
So
which
everybody's
is
in
fun.
Venezuela.
Yeah, and I that, of course, was silliness, but that's, like, classic soap opera silliness. The thought that those 3 women could wipe out that room full of strong men, and get out of there.
Yeah, that was silly. And I don't know how this new Ethan is going to work out for us.
Yeah, we haven't heard him speak yet even, have we? Has he
I think
spoken?
he said
Did he say
thanks
something?
for the save, I
Oh,
think.
did he? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. The
You
old Ethan
weren't
was a
feeling it?
little more, yeah, the old Ethan was more attractive.
He was cheeky. He was really cheeky.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how interesting that storyline is.
Any of that is, yeah.
Yeah. Um, oh, I thought today we had some fine acting from Nina.
Ava. Oh, Nina. Yes.
Ava also. Ava was
Ava,
very good.
Nina, and Carly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
I
different scenarios, with
mhm.
each of those. And also, Portia and Ava,
Mhm.
I thought
Yeah,
Portia did a
yeah.
nice job.
Yeah, that's true, and I thought Ava's conversation with her was great, and I feel like when Ava's talking about, their children and stuff and daughter, you can almost feel the weight of the loss of
Right.
her,
Yeah. Yeah.
Kiki.
Yep.
Like when she was
Yeah.
leaving that office, I felt like that was like breaking her heart all over again, kind of.
Yeah. And I like their friendship a lot.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like,
like that
through
Portia's not
Trina.
really threatened by her, that
Right.
she
She kind of
appreciates.
was initially, but they worked
Yeah,
their way through
and
it.
I'm glad they got past that because that would
Yeah.
have been really annoying
Yeah.
and
Um,
petty.
right. Yeah, Ava has come a long way. Ava
She
sort of
sure
always
has.
rises above and attempts
Mhm.
to give wise advice. She doesn't always follow her own wise
Right.
advice.
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
liked her conversation with Carly and trying to appeal to Carly's, better angels,
Yeah, and I
regarding
was
Nina.
I'm disappointed in Carly that she doesn't get that, you know, Willow could only have, like, a very short amount of time, and how can you think that it's okay, also for Willow's sake, to, you know, act like Nina doesn't deserve to be at the wedding at least,
Yeah, yeah, but at the same time, I thought, man, Carly's, like,
Her
exposition
recap.
on recap
Yeah.
on Nina's faults, it was, like,
Yeah.
spot on, like.
I know, I like having Nina reminded that she was so mean to Willow when Willow was
Yeah,
Charlotte's teacher,
yeah,
because
and,
she didn't ever really, own up to that, I thought, as much as she
right.
should have.
Yeah, she really nailed it, really nailed her, and, just the whole, like, idea of she meant nothing to you
Yeah,
until she was,
yeah.
like, your possession, it's all
Mhm,
still all about Nina and Nina's
mhm.
loss and Nina's being a mother and not being able to know her child and it was like she was so accurate with you didn't see Willow as a person, and you
Yeah,
still don't. You still
yeah.
don't. you know.
And I agree with all of that, but I'm thinking like, let's say Willow dies, you know, Nina, I
Yeah,
mean, is
but
just gonna be destroyed.
Willow has stated that she doesn't want a
I
relationship with
know,
Nina. So, I
but
mean, can't we argue that Carly's just respecting that?
I don't think so. I can't imagine if Willow survives that she's not someday gonna understand sort of the value of that relationship. I don't know. I mean, she seems to sort of be able to look past Sonny's transgressions and everything,
Right, right.
for the sake
Yeah.
of Michael, and I don't know why, they wouldn't think that she would sort of ultimately want the same thing.
I think if she has time, which I'm sure they're gonna save her,
Yeah.
that she will come around to that. But
Mhm.
I don't know. You think Carly should be working to get Willow to come around on Nina?
No, I don't know about that, but just actively campaigning against her or just being so
So
sort of
smug and
yeah, so
yeah,
mean at this
yeah,
point,
yeah. She's
because
like a
they
mean
don't
girl.
know they're in a soap opera and they don't know that Willow's probably gonna make it, you know?
Do they not know they're in a soap opera?
Maybe they
How
do.
much self-awareness? Well, they never turn and speak to the camera or anything.
That's
They
right.
never
But
break.
yeah, yeah, but just like in the church, in the chapel, when Michael is inviting Sonny and Nina, like,
Oh, that was pretty heartbreaking,
feels
actually.
that
That was
rush, like,
yeah,
"Oh my
yeah.
god," like, that just seemed awful, and I've never been a huge
That
fan
was
of
awful.
Nina's,
That was pretty awful, yeah.
but, yeah, I
But
don't
now,
know.
of course, she's been kicked and kicked again, and
Yep,
so she's going to her
yeah,
impulsive bad side, and she's gonna turn
yeah.
Charlie and Drew in,
That's
or
not
make
gonna help her at all with
yeah, yeah,
I
like,
know.
there's growth and then there's,
Yeah.
backsliding,
Yeah,
um,
definitely. Yeah. And
but
and
yeah,
that seems like that's sort of typical Ava behavior too, but she's gotten better at sort of taking a
yeah,
beat, and counting to 10
yeah,
and
except for clocking Nicholas on the head with that statue, but
yeah, that was a bummer, but
which we have no idea what's going on with that, like, that has just been dropped.
yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
he? We
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, we know that what's his name? Mason has him, right?
Well, he had him, yeah, but I mean,
He had him.
Mason was so breathing down everybody's neck, and all of a sudden, we haven't heard from Mason in,
I
like,
know.
a month.
No, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
You sort of stop caring, right? I mean, it's like out of
Well,
sight, out of mind
I
in a
just
way.
it's as we've mentioned frequently before, the pacing of these storylines is
Yeah.
important. I
Mhm.
don't know how long you can drag something out and then, yeah, expect anybody to be
Mhm.
invested in it when you bring it back.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had a little
Yeah.
moment that was speaking of, where Elizabeth and Austin were,
Mhm.
talking at the hospital. I was like, "Oh, would they let them get together?"
I know, I was thinking
And
that
we could
too.
just sorta have a little, like, we pretend it's Franco. Would that be so
That's
wrong?
I don't think so, Gia. I think we wouldn't be the only ones pretending that was Franco.
Yeah, and, nobody's ever mentioned that he looks exactly like him, but
It would be fun if at some point Elizabeth said to him, "Would you mind if I started calling you Franco?"
Franco? Yeah, I know. That could be a little bit of self-awareness, kinda reminds me of, like, I can't remember how they handle it, but, like, on the Roseanne show when they would replace Becky and then they brought
Uh-huh,
her back and
right,
they kept
right.
they'd make cracks about it,
Yeah,
so we
mhm.
knew that they knew, you know.
I know.
Did they ever
Yeah.
acknowledge that there were different Darrens on Bewitched?
I don't know, that's a good question.
I might have to Google that.
Okay, you got some homework. Hmm,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Anyway, so we had some good stuff. A lot of it I thought
Mhm.
was Ava-centric good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Ava roaming around town.
Yeah, and Ava with her daughter, which seems sweet.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and that little girl
Yeah,
did a good job. She was like
she did.
genuinely excited about the flower girl thing.
Yep, and excited to see Carly, and I think Ava does a good job sort of, like, tamping down her resentment that Avery loves Carly as much as
Right,
she does, you
right.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
because 'cause I'm sure that must sort of bum her
That would
out a
be
little bit.
hard. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be hard. Yeah.
but it also reminded me of how many different women Sonny's had children with.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Um, Speaking of, Alexis is one of them. Uh,
Oh,
did we
yeah.
talk about Alexis and Gregory? And so, because
Not the latest, not the
we had a
ALS
reveal. Yeah,
diagnosis.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't I think there's a different way they could have led up to this point that where we would have felt more emotional about it, you know? It kind of feels like, oh well, you know, this is a bad one. Definitely a sad thing to happen to him, but we've never really liked him that much, you know?
We don't like you.
Am I
Well,
wrong?
we've never really liked he and Alexis together.
Yeah, then
No,
that's
no, you're
part of
not
the
wrong. You're not
problem.
wrong.
That's part of the problem. Yeah, they've been so sort of adversarial, even though they supposedly it's sort of out of respect for each other. I don't know.
Right, right. But the whole, as usual, it's a soap opera, I know, and it's about secrets, but they're having to keep it secret from your children.
Yeah,
Really, like, really? That just doesn't even, I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
mean, I
know.
kinda get you don't want, a lot of pity and whatever,
Hmm.
but I don't
But
know, I
that
think
means
that's
they aren't going to really get to appreciate their time with him
right,
until it's
right,
too late to do anything with
right.
him.
You
You
kinda
know.
deny them, the right to behave the way they would behave if they knew there was limited time.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
seems
don't know.
shitty, and I don't know how Alexis is gonna keep, that to herself. I feel like that's a tall order for her.
Right, and how long does he have to keep this secret if he's, like, already falling
I
down and,
know, that's
like
it seems like, yeah, he's gonna put people in jeopardy if he's
yeah,
pretending that nothing's wrong.
right. So, mildly annoying storyline there, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But at
It'll
least there
be
was progress on it,
I
you know?
guess so. Yeah, I think it would have been more effective if we'd had some moments or times where he was kind of by himself and we saw him struggling.
You seem to want that a lot, you wanted
I
that with
do.
Willow.
I
You
do.
just want characters alone, like, looking in the
I do.
mirror and yeah.
Exactly. I don't know.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah. Well, because it seems like when people are together on a soap opera, they're always deceiving each other, and gets a
That's
little
true.
tiresome.
You want them to be self-aware and contemplative and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sort of a okay.
Mhm.
But then they'd have to do, like, soliloquies and, like, how would we those are always annoying. Or they'd have to, like, speak to babies or dogs or something, and that's
Yeah. Well, like that moment, I think we talked about it when Willow was by herself briefly in the
yeah, that was
gatehouse and
very
she
effective. That was very
yeah, I thought
effective.
that was awesome. Or maybe like if we had a scene with him and his doctor. I mean, I know there's only 3 doctors in the hospital and they
Right, yeah.
might have to spring for one more doctor, but that could be interesting.
That could be good, yeah. Yeah.
So,
So
anyway,
lots of ways they could go. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll hear you.
maybe.
Um, hey, you wanna know my, like, new favorite character at the moment?
Ooh, okay.
Or do you wanna guess it?
Your new favorite character, huh?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
kinda Dex for a while, who I still really like, but
I know you do, Gia. Hmm.
this is a current one that I feel like kinda lights up the screen right now.
Oh, interesting. My mind's a blank right now, Gia. You
Just
go
right
ahead and
now or Bazinga! Um,
point taken.
I, uh it's very weird to admit it, but it's Esme.
Yeah, okay, okay. I can see that.
I mean, you know how we talked about how we really believed that Kevin and Ryan were two different people?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I'm having that same sensation with this new Esme,
New Esme.
Esme
Yeah.
2.0 or whatever you wanna
Uh-huh.
call her.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at how, like, snookered I am by it's like, that's the same person, like, that's acting, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite there yet. I mean, I like when other people are nice to her and give her the benefit of the doubt, but I still feel like I don't quite feel, I don't know, the
You're not trusting that she's not putting this on still, or
well, maybe it's a little bit of that and
that would
just
be
I
such a
don't know
cruel joke.
if she's also she's not kind really. She's still
No, no,
pretty
she's not.
selfish, and I guess that's not realistic to expect her to just be kind after she's been through everything, especially lately. Um, but yeah, I feel like I still need a little more from
She's
her.
skittish. She's very skittish and
Yes, yes,
trying to
uh-huh.
protect what's hers and
Mhm.
herself.
Yeah.
She's she's a little bit like a wild animal or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
still.
Like who's been sort of backed into a corner, kind of.
Right. And,
Mhm.
I'm just really enjoying any interaction, like, that she has with Laura, and then I thought with
Yep.
Austin and Elizabeth.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah, that
know.
was nice. Yep.
I'm just thoroughly convinced of this new person,
Mhm.
and I have to remind myself, like, how much every scene with former Esme, I was like, "Oh,"
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
it was such an over the top,
Yeah, yeah. You just kinda wanted it to be over.
yeah, be over with the
Yeah,
whole plot and everything, and now
yeah.
I just find more depth or something in this person.
Mhm. And I think, yeah, what I
And
like is when she is around other people like Austin and Elizabeth, when they're nice to her and when they're trying to help her, I feel like they look like better people. Like, I like them
right,
even
because
more
they're
than I
able to
already did.
look beyond what, you
Yeah.
know, what they
Mhm.
really feel for this person, and they're
Mhm.
yep. Yeah, I
So,
agree. Also,
but
she's still wearing that Canadian tuxedo.
yeah, that doesn't help. That doesn't I got a good look at that jacket today, and I was like, "Oh,
It's
there's
an
nothing
odd
good
look.
about
It's an
that."
odd look, but it kinda adds to her weirdness, the new you
It
know?
does, it does,
Well, of
yeah.
course, she always kinda dressed a little strange with those
She did,
sneakers and yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah, like, sort of an odd assortment of stuff that she'd sort of put together for
Yeah.
some reason, but
Yeah, that was supposed to make us think she was from, France or something. I don't know. We are from France.
which I think would make France very angry.
Would it? Alright.
I think so. I think they one of the fashion capitals,
That's true. Right, right.
but, yeah, I don't know if anybody's calling Canada a fashion capital.
Um,
Or
yeah, and I am we're not trying to offend Canadian listeners right now.
no, we have
I
a
didn't make
nice
up that term Canadian tuxedo, and I don't even know, like, is that like, do Canadians call it that? Like, I'm not sure with it. This friend that taught me that phrase was from Maine,
Yeah,
which
that
is
makes
close to
sense.
Canada,
Sure.
almost
Mhm.
Canada.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you wanna write in and tell us about that phrase, if it's got a history or something. I
Yeah,
could
and
Google
we
that,
do
but
we do love our Canadian listeners,
we do,
and
yeah.
I would like to move to Canada if I could.
You would?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would, yeah.
You waiting for something where like, "That's it, I'm outta here, I'm moving to Kansas." Like,
I've looked at property, it's kind of expensive in the areas that I would like to go.
do they have bar shampoo up there?
I bet they do. I bet they do,
Okay.
Gia. Mhm.
Alright, well,
But,
don't go yet. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know if I could work from there at my current job.
Um, okay, well, that's weird, but you've always been weird, so
Do you wanna say
I don't know where to
bazinga
put that
again?
really, but, this is news to me. I didn't know you wanted to move to Canada, but there's lots of shit you've done that's been pretty weird, so
Yeah, I
I
don't
won't get
always
into it here, you know.
Talk about my plans too far in advance, lest somebody tries to talk me out of them.
I know, and that's been my like. I've said a lot of stuff to you all over the years. Like, what are you, stupid? Like, what are you thinking? Like that kind of stuff. So I don't blame you for not saying anything out loud to me.
Although when I look back, you were absolutely right.
Oh, spot on. Yeah, but it's not necessarily what somebody wants out of a friend, you know. So
I don't
so I
know.
support you in whatever you do, whatever crazy ass shit you do next. You
Thanks,
rock
Gia.
on. Shine on, you crazy diamond.
Ice Princess, is that
Oh,
what?
there, that was good.
Oh, and
Good one.
speaking of the Ice Princess, um, when it was in the hands of Valentine and Anna and Lucy at the little
Yeah.
safe house, didn't they take down whatever information was etched on the diamond?
Are you asking, like, did we see a scene like that, or would that just be common sense to do that?
Well, I thought they had. I thought there had been a scene like that, and they were
I
sort
don't
of
really
trying to
remember, but
figure
I
out if
believe
those
you.
were coordinates or
Yeah,
whatever, and
oh yeah, I
it's
think they did. Yeah.
so it seems like they might wanna revisit that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they're the
mean,
worst spies
they're
in the world.
terrible, like, Valentine and Anna, I mean, she was sorta anxious to leave the hospital, wasn't she?
Right, yeah.
But Valentine seems like he's just focused on her and hopes somebody
Yeah.
else will take care of his dad.
I bet that when she was shot, her illness, you know how she has, like, too much
Yeah,
blood or something? That probably
uh-huh.
helped, you know?
So you think she's in better shape than she's ever
Yeah,
been?
because if you start with more than you need and you lose
Uh-huh.
some, it's just a little bit of a like, she wouldn't have to go to treatment that week or something.
So so maybe she shoulda just been doing, like, a bloodletting at home?
Maybe, or just keep leeches as pets or something.
Yeah, 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 maybe. I
I don't
think
know, I feel
that's
like they've dropped that whole thing, like, we got taught what that
mhm.
disease was, and then they haven't brought it up too many times after that.
Yeah, that's right.
But
That's
now we're gonna
right.
learn about ALS.
Mhm,
Is that the, I know it's Lou Gehrig's disease,
mhm.
but, remember the movie Brian Song? Brian Song. Was that an
Yep.
ALS thing?
Hmm. I don't know. Let me
I can't
see.
remember.
I
Oh
can't
god, you're
either.
like Google on your fingertips tonight, man, oh man.
Well, I don't know. I can't think of other shows where that's been the, reason for somebody to die, 'cause it's such a cruel way
Yeah.
to die. Hmm. Oh, well.
Oh,
Keep
well.
talking, Gia.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was waiting for the results. You're not that
Uh,
good. You're good, but you're not that good.
yeah, I'm on my computer that I don't like
Alright.
very much. I'm used to a
Um,
touch screen.
well, I'm just gonna talk about TV in general then.
Okay.
I did watch, a new episode of The Single Drunk Female,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and I enjoyed it. Good
Yep.
characters. Uh,
Sure.
Ali Sheedy plays a mother on that, and
Oh,
she's, like,
that's right.
our
Yeah.
age, and she's very
Uh,
funny.
uh-huh.
It's
That's nice to
enjoyable.
see her getting some work, right?
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
So that was fun, and I also keep, like, a real, like, period piece chick flick going for when I'm in that mood,
A
you know, like
period piece chick flick.
yeah, like, when there's some sporting event on TV and I go back and I go, "I'm gonna watch a chick flick."
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
so, you know, like Sense and Sensibility or,
Uh-huh.
so
Okay.
I found one called Daniel Deronda. Did you ever it was based
Oh,
on a George
yeah.
Eliot novel,
Right. Uh-huh.
with which I was not familiar. Um
No, me neither.
And once again, the whole thing revolves around the fact that women are treated as second-class citizens and can't inherit land. Um,
Mhm.
so it's all about that. But anyway, one of the characters on it was from later was in Downton Abbey,
Okay.
but he's such an evil guy in this show,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just amazed at how well people can act. That I'm like, oh my god, you're such a bad. And then later, he's kind of a nice, likable, sort of fuddy-duddy father type. And I'm just,
Fuddy-duddy father type, okay.
yeah, I'm amazed that people can act that well.
Mhm.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
No? Okay,
No, I don't think
okay.
so.
Um, okay, he died of cancer.
Oh, it was a cancer story.
Yeah,
Okay, never
and it
mind.
was a true story.
It was a football thing?
Yeah,
Football?
yeah,
Yeah,
Chicago
okay.
Bears, yeah,
Yeah. Right.
okay. Oh, as far as TV recommendations, I've been watching a show on Netflix lately called Well Mania, which is a very stupid title for a show, but I'm enjoying it very much. It's about a woman who's kind of a train wreck. So I think that's all I need to say.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Did you watch the latest Will Trent?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
I know
yeah,
we've only got a couple more before we have to wait for a new
yeah,
season.
it did get renewed, yeah, for
Good. Oh,
next
good.
season.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice
So
to see some snappy new TV come out of a regular old network,
yeah, the
you know?
networks are still doing it. There's a show called American Auto that can be very hilarious
And
sometimes.
it's on one of the regular networks?
Yeah, it's was created by the guy who created Superstore, so I had to give it
Oh,
a
okay.
chance. And
And
it's
I know
got
that Abbott Elementary is winning all kinds of awards, which I
yep,
haven't given it a try yet, but I probably
yep,
will.
that's a good one too. So yeah, the networks
I'm
are
pretty
still doing
busy.
it.
I'm pretty busy with NYPD Blue right now. Still madly in love with Sipowicz.
Maybe you should start a Sipowicz podcast. And that would be a fascinating
Wouldn't it?
experiment to see who would listen to a
Well,
Sipowicz
just who would
podcast.
talk? Who would be my co-host? I'd have to find. I don't think you'd agree to co-host it
I don't know. I wouldn't have much to say.
about Sipowicz. Yeah.
Maybe you could get Dennis Franz, the guy who played
Would
Sipowicz.
that be awesome or what? Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't know what
god.
he's up to. Do you know if he's up to anything right
I
now?
don't know. I'm gonna have to Google him now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems like all these actors that you think have disappeared are still doing some kind of
doing
work, you
something.
know?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very hardworking people.
They
But
are. We're like very pro actor tonight. We're like,
I
wow.
think
Well,
so. Yeah.
these are the people keeping us entertained. For
That's
gosh
right. And
sakes.
gosh, we sure do
The
need that,
writers
don't
and the
we?
actors. Oh, I did see some headline about a writer's strike in Hollywood,
Oh, yeah.
possible, and which
Uh-huh.
could maybe affect us on our general hospital.
Oh, wouldn't that be devastating?
So I hope,
You
I don't
know,
know, I forgot to follow up on it, but
okay. Dennis Franz is 5'10". I wouldn't have guessed that.
you would have guessed shorter or taller?
Shorter, I think
Yeah, he
shorter.
does seem, well, maybe, he's
The
not
other
really called
guy.
Bobby Simone, but, um,
He's not.
that's who he is to me. Maybe he's quite tall, but yeah, he seems,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot taller.
And he's 78 years old.
Dennis Franz is?
Yeah, and it says here at the end of the show in 2005,
Don't ruin it
Franz
for me.
he retired from acting to focus on his private life.
Wonder
It's
what that
interesting.
means. What does that mean?
I know. Maybe he joined that group in Boston.
Oh my god, I hope not. Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Well, and the tie-in there is that we haven't seen her, but Gregory's ex-wife um
oh
was
yeah, yeah.
was on NYPD Blue.
Uh-huh.
Kim
Yeah,
Delaney. We don't know. She hasn't been explained away. I mean,
not really.
she might reappear with this new plot twist
Mhm. Mhm. Oh,
with
what do you
Gregory.
think, Chase, he got his badge back.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever.
I
I'm kind
know.
of, I mean, took too long with that whole thing and
They
getting
yeah,
over.
I know, it feels very anticlimactic unless, he and Dante dive right into this missing ship thing and somehow make progress where
Yeah,
nobody
maybe
else
maybe
seems to
they'll be
be.
able to do something.
But, what did you think, like, Brooklyn called in a favor. I don't know what that
Yeah,
means,
I didn't know what that meant either. I didn't know
but
what
it
that meant.
sounds like, oh, Brooklyn, you
It
really fucked it up
it'll be
now.
another thing that he'll find
Where
out
he's
and hold
yeah,
against her and say, "You're
yeah.
only about yourself," and I'd be like, "Ugh," all these men need to be just kicked to the curb.
But also, he wouldn't know then if he would have been reinstated, on his own merits, you know? Are you there,
I
Gia?
guess so. Yeah,
Hello? Is this thing on?
I'm just I'm just so annoyed with his back and forth between the like everything you do is riveting and beautiful and wonderful and then you suck as a person, in the next breath.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how he can be sort of swooning over her when he's
Yeah.
got all of this baggage that he wants to
Yeah.
carry.
Yeah.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, the two of them, I don't know. We've got to just stop pushing them together, I think.
Yeah. Like we've got to walk out of the room when there's a scene with them. That'll show them, won't it?
It would. They would feel our absence.
Right. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They might
But yeah, so
rejoice.
I don't know. It was the last couple days were less annoying than previous
Mhm.
days, but there was still a few annoying elements. But we had some good, pretty intense moments, I thought.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give it a B.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, so as far as our favorite performances, the ladies, the blondes.
The blonde trio, yeah, the
Yeah.
Valkyries, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it to them, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll give Ace a honorable mention.
Ace is still
Doing a good
compelling.
job. Doing a good job. Yeah.
He's he still hits his lines every time.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Seems like a cute, cuddly little fella.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Spencer beefed up so he could hold Ace
Hold
without,
Ace. It
getting
is
sore.
tiring walking around with a baby. I mean, really,
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
tiring. They're
I mean,
hefty.
especially when Esme was holding him and he
I
seemed
know, because
so
Esme's
big.
tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's always been the same baby though, has it?
Thought it was. I mean, he's growing actual hair now, so he looks a little different.
Maybe, yeah.
And he might be using a bar shampoo on the hair.
Possibly, possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be interested to see if they ever have Ace and Amelia in the same scene,
So we can yeah, we haven't seen Amelia in a
so
little
we can
while.
know that there are 2 babies.
Definitely I think they are. Initially, I thought they might have been the same, but they're just 2 actually very cute babies, which
Mhm.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but
No. Oh,
I was,
yeah.
'cause usually I like dogs better. I was,
Yep.
walking across the parking lot earlier, and it's dark out, and there was a
Mhm.
car running with lights on, and, I was, like, just making sure that they weren't gonna back up on me because I could see somebody in the driver's seat,
Uh-huh.
and then when I got, like, past him, so I was kinda hurrying, and I got past him, it's a dog. I was like,
Uh,
luckily he didn't, like, like,
uh-huh.
put it in reverse on me or anything, but
Yeah, gosh. Hmm.
I thought, "Isn't that funny? That's a funny looking woman there. Nice hair."
Yeah. Mhm.
Anyway, that wasn't that funny, but I just kinda had a moment with myself, I guess, where I thought it was
Uh-huh.
funny.
Well, I with all the people getting shot for just, like,
My
looking at some
gosh,
I
I
just feel like,
know.
gosh, be careful, Gia, if you were
I
tempted to check on the dog,
I know, it's ridiculous. It's like, how about maybe just don't answer the door? Just
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know.
know, so
People seem to
sad.
be just looking for an opportunity to shoot
Hair
somebody.
trigger stuff going on, or I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe
poor
watching too many
kids.
cop shows. I should be careful because I watch a lot of cop shows, and it might put me
Mhm.
in a more scared mood or something, but I still think my go-to wouldn't be to kill somebody or try to, like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I know.
That's yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, but
Mhm, it sure is.
Well, that's not ending on a high note. My
I'm
God,
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gia.
bummer.
But when you talked about your thing approaching this car, I thought, oh my
Oh no,
God.
I wasn't approaching. I was trying to like walk behind it, and they had the light.
Mhm.
It was running still,
Yeah.
and I'm
Uh-huh.
always just leery that people will start backing
Yeah.
up and not
Yeah.
look, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
I know.
and
Yeah.
I could see the head in the driver's seat,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
It
Uh,
it wasn't one of those like Afghans, which really do look like beautiful women in cars. Kind of a smaller dog, but oh,
Oh, God.
anyway. Oh, I think we've probably covered the best of what we're gonna get out of ourselves tonight.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
We're just trailing off now.
it's time for a Benadryl and some supper here.
Is that your usual nighttime combo?
I don't know, my sinuses, my allergies, these trees here drive me nuts still, so,
Oh,
yeah, I think
jeez.
I'm it's apparently it's these live oaks, and I've been
Oh,
told that
okay.
it's and I don't know if it's true, but I've been told that it's the males that are the real
Okay.
problem.
Hmm.
Uh,
Alright.
I don't know if that's true. I've got a lot of Googling to do.
You sure do, Gia. Just
It's
talk
a
to your egg a little
it's a
bit.
rich life I lead here.
It sure is. My.
Anyway, it was lovely chatting with you, and thanks to anybody
Same
that's
here.
listening,
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
and we'll talk to you in a few days.
Yeah, yeah, we will. Okay, Gia.
All right, you have a lovely evening.
You too. You
Okay,
too.
see ya.
Alright, bye.